Good morning. So we are continuing our globalization lesson, and today we'll study WTO. Okay, World Trade Organization. Now this World Trade Organization is nothing but an organization, is a one branch of, you can say, UNO, United Nations Organization. It is a branch of UNO, like we have UNESCO, UNICEF, WHO, like that only. WTO is also an organization. Okay, it was established in the year 1995. Established in the year 1995. Okay, before WTO, okay, prior to WTO, this organization, before this organization, GATT was existing. WTO replaced this. It was formed in the year 1948. Now, World Trade Organization, WTO, full form of that. Now, what is full form of GATT? GATT, GATT. General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. General Agreement on Trade and Tariff, or Tariff and Trade. Okay, Tariff and Trade it is. Okay, it was formed in the year 1994. Okay, but later by 1995 it was replaced by WTO. Now GATT is not there. In place of that, they are having WTO. Now by 2006, it has total 150 members. The countries, there are 150 countries as its members. But as per 2016 until date, there are 164 countries as its member. At present we can say 164 countries. At 2006 there were only 154. Now when did India become member of it, WTO? India was the member of WTO before that, GATT, only in 1948. We got our freedom, independence in 1947. Just after 1 year we became the member of GATT. In 1948 only. So when it was replaced by WTO, we became the member of WTO. So India became member in the year 1948 only. Okay now? Now, what is WTO? What is the aim of WTO? Okay, see, WTO is nothing but group of countries, developed, developing and underdeveloped countries. This is for trade. Name itself says World Trade Organization. Okay, so WTO's main aim is to have free trade among the member countries. The countries who are the member, present 164, so it has to be free trade. Okay, so it aims at liberalization. Okay, liberalization means removal of tax barriers. Removal of barriers like tax, import and export duties among the member countries. Free trade must be there. Only the amount of like shipping or transportation, cost of the goods only should be paid. Extra charges which used to be paid, okay, that has to be liberated. Okay, now, but on the paper we find all these, but in reality still some developed countries, powerful nations, they are dominating WTO. They are violating the rules and regulation of WTO. Okay, it is free trade, okay, among the country member nation. But what is happening? Some powerful nations, European countries, American countries and some Asian countries, what they are doing? They are violating the rules of WTO and they are trying to impose certain restriction or certain extra charges on their import and exports. Okay, which you are following. But WTO's main aim was to have free trade among the member nation. Okay, next. That was about the WTO. So remember very carefully, it was formed in the year 1995. Now the headquarters of WTO is Geneva. Headquarters of WTO is Geneva. Where is Geneva? Switzerland. Remember that. The headquarters of WTO is in Geneva. Geneva is in Switzerland. Okay. Next. Over. After this, we'll read about impact of globalization in India.
Sir, you have told that many countries are not following they are member of WTO, but still they are taking the extra tax. So what WTO can do?
Yes, you know there are countries like veto power country. 5 countries are there, veto power. Permanent member of UNO, like USA, China, okay, Russia, France, England, okay. So these are powerful countries, okay. So they try to dominate the world trade. They try to dominate their presence in, okay, na. So it is an organization, okay. Only it can have like a written statement. It cannot take any action, okay, because these countries, not only this WTO, they have other groups also like G20, BRICS. Like India is a member of SAARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Okay, so like this, they also have other association groups and all they formed among themselves. So for what they are able to do the trading among themselves. Okay, so that is why they will not have much impact of WTO. It put restriction, and moreover, it cannot put also because its headquarter, mostly the secretary or operational structures are mostly under them only. That is why. For example, you take ruling party. Government is there, the ruling party. They take advantage of not so many things in the country or in the state. Same thing here also. Okay. Not only the politics there in the country, in everything you can find the politics, in every business, everywhere you find. Same thing here also. The reality is on the paper you find something, but in reality you find some other work. Okay, same thing is happening here also. So, impact of globalization in India. See, everything has side effect. Has or not? Bad and good both. Negative and positive both. Okay. The thing which has more positive effects, we try to take or use or follow in our daily life. Okay. Globalization is also having both effect, negative and positive. First, let us study about the positive effects of globalization. See, globalization nothing but, I don't know, the movement of trade, technology, culture, all those things among the countries which are okay globally. Nothing but reducing the gap between the nation. Reducing the gap between the nation. Making them as a global village. Making one unit. Like previous class we discussed, all the world class product which is produced in various countries we are finding in Indian market. Finding or not? Okay, so how it is possible? It is possible only because of globalization. Past 20 years, 25, 30 years, do we find all this product in our country? We are not finding. Reason was that there were various restrictions, like no liberalization was there, many restrictions were there, the cost of those prices were very high, so they were not importing because people will not use them, buy them, only limited people used to be purchasing, and they were, if they were coming also, then it is not available for everyone. In the only particular cities were available where the life standard of the people were having high, so who is having high purchasing power, they can purchase and all, only in those cities we are finding. But now we find in every town and city most of the product which is produced in various parts of the world. This is because of globalization. So globalization brought MNCs, multinational companies. So it brought a multinational company. So what happened? Multinational company brought with them capital and technology. Okay, so they did investment, they expanded their business, various number of people they got job opportunity, employment opportunity, the standard of living increased, per capita income of the person increased, national income of the country increased, unemployment rate went down, poverty reduced. Okay, next they brought the technology. Okay, with that technology what happened? The local companies which were existing, they has to face with the technology competition. So in order to come up, they also has to improve their technology. So local companies got chance, opportunity to improve themselves, to maintain or to exist in the market. If they don't improve their technology, they will be vanished from the market. So they also had to improve their technology. Apart from that, as a consumer, we all got various varieties of product, similar product, a various price range, quality and quantity. Okay, so we got more wide choice. Similar product you take, any toothpaste you take, or soap you take, or brush you take, or biscuits you take. So many varieties are there or not? Prices also there. So it now depends upon us which one we like as per our purchasing power, as per our standard, we can afford them. Okay, but this was not there 20 years back, 2 decades back, but now all this. So now when the competition increase among the producers, then quality has also will be improved, because if they don't improve the quality, the consumer will not purchase them. Okay, so their product will not be sold, they will be lost in the market. That is why there will be very good competition to increase the maintain the quality of the product. Okay, so these all are the benefit of globalization, impact of globalization in India. Apart from that, various sectors, especially in various sectors we find these MNCs. You take automobiles, mobile phones, cold drinks, okay, and like fast foods, okay, all electronics, IT sector. In all these things we find the multinational company coming and expanding, and in order to meet them, in order to face their competition, the local industries of same sector, they also improved. With that competition, what happened? Many Indian companies, they became MNCs in other countries. Like you take in IT sector, Infosys. Infosys is Indian, no? It having branches in other countries also. So it is a multinational company for them. You take Tata Motors, automobile sector. Tata Motors, it became multinational company. Okay. You take Ranbaxy in medical field. It is Indian company, became MNC in other countries. You take Asian Paints, it is Indian company, became multinational in other countries. You take Sundaram Faster, it produces nuts and bolts, it became MNC in other countries. Like this, there are various Indian companies, they got opportunity to develop themselves, to upgrade themselves, and to become multinational company in other countries. Like when those countries came to India, so this they saw how they are benefiting, how they are earning huge profit and all. So they also went in those countries where less developed or developing, okay, whose currency value was less than India, operating in those countries, or even the countries where there is very good quality of technology and all. Even they went in those European countries also, they established their branches in order to expand their business. So it was only because of globalization. Okay, now these all were the very positive effects. Now what were the side effects of globalization means? There were various small industries, okay, which could not flourish, which could not update themselves, they lost in the market. Otherwise, they were overtaken, purchased by these MNCs. For example, I will tell you, in telecom sector, you see, earlier used to have Hutch or other mobile phones used to be there, this like connections, okay, which was purchased by Vodafone. Later, now Vodafone Idea both have joined, merge or not? Why? Because they were losing their share markets, their prices were going down, their customers were going down. So they both came together once again. Okay. So like this, what happened? There were various companies, okay, who did not improve themselves, did not update themselves. They were overtaken, purchased by these MNCs, or they got merged with those MNCs. They got joined with those MNCs to exist. Okay, best example you take, see, when in India Ford Motors came to India, they have joint venture with Mahindra. Later they got separated. Okay, earlier used to have, see, Hero and Honda. Hero Honda were one only, but now they both are separate. Okay, like this various automobile sector, or see, one product is there, Hindustan Unilever. Okay, it doesn't produce any product, it is only a brand. Under that brand you find so many products. You take Britannia, you find chocolate, you find biscuits, you find various product, you find or not? Product of Britannia. Okay, like you cold drinks you take, at last bottom or somewhere it is all the cold drinks, a product of Coca-Cola company. Find or not? So that is one brand, under them so many categories will be there. Okay, so the side effect was that the various small sectors, various you can say low capital industries who could not face the competition of these MNCs or the product, who could not survive in the market, they were either lost, vanished, or they have to be merged, or they were overtaken by these MNCs. Okay, this was the side effect of that. Okay, so I hope so you have understood these two topics, very important these two topics for exam point of view.